Flosstube. This is Amy Loves Toads. It's April 13th, 2019. This is Flosstube 25, I believe. And I have a lot to show you. I didn't think I did, but then once you get it all together, it's a lot. So I wanted to show you a couple old things I did. And all the dogs are awake, so not sorry. The Prairie Schooler. I stitched a robin a really long time ago. Not really long time ago. 5 years ago, maybe. I stitched, oh, this is a free pattern. What's her name? Snowflower Diaries. I think this was a free pattern on her blog. And these are all in my double. Oh, this is another free one from her, and I stitched it 1/1 on I don't know what count because it was a while ago. And I think this is the Scarlet House. Those little bees are 1/1. They're so cute. And then everything else is stitched 1/2, and I'm pretty sure this is 36 count. Let's see, I have a year actually right here. 2017. And I put bees on the back. And then my last old one is a vulture, because I love vultures. And I'm stitching one. I will show him to you. This is from the Halloween issue, Just Cross Stitch magazine. And it's a really big pattern. I think there's like a witch at the bottom of a tree, and there's other things going on, and then up in the tree is just this vulture. So I just took the vulture and stitched him and turned him into a little fellow. He's more Halloween-y, but he's in with my birds. So okay, that is stitched a long time ago stuff. I have FFOs. So I finished my Dumbo. I FFO'd him. My husband put a hook on the back of the frame, and he's hanging in my room, and I just didn't want to pull it down because I would have to tape over the kids' names or tape over their dates and stuff. So one day I'll show it to you, but I just have too much to show today. So this was something I stitched last year. It was in the Punch Needle and Primitive magazine for spring last year, and I just never FFO'd it. And while I was FFOing stuff, I was just like, oh, let me just go ahead and finish that. Just put a polka dot on the back and some Lady Dot chenille. And this was done in the DMC. If you do it in the overdyed flosses, hand-dyed flosses, it'll be different colors. That's one. Let's see. So I finished my Grace on Me by Plum Street. This was the club piece from Dime to Stitch. This club, let me think, is called Kindred Spirits, and it's patriotic theme. Our next piece will be by Beth Twist, and in this piece we get everything except like the board or the stuffing if you're going to make it a pillow. And I have a question. because I'm actually kind of embarrassed to show this to you. I love it. It turned out great if I hadn't spilt glue on it. Yes. Vana, do you know how to get glue out of linen? Vana? Call me. So I don't know if you'll be able to see the glue. They even supplied this, it's like a wool, maybe? I don't know. It's beautiful though. They gave us the trim. They even gave us the hanger. I love it. So I glued this pom-pom trim onto the board before I stuck the two boards together. I was just gluing the trim, and I had it like this, and there had been some glue on my board underneath, and it dipped in there. So I have like a dot of glue right there, and I can't get it off. So I don't know what to do. But where I'm hanging it, you really can't see the glue. But is there a way to get dried glue off of linen that I don't know about? I haven't Googled anything because remember, Google hates me. And it's not going to tell me anything. I'm going to waste 2 hours trying to search for something that I'm not going to find. So, but I love this. The brick. All done. And I already have it hanging in my living room, even though it's patriotic. Put him up on frog. Oh, he doesn't want to stay. Okay, we'll let you right there. My last FFO is from another club piece. This is Noel by Pineberry Lane. It's another Dying to Stitch club piece. It's a different club. Let me think. Quaint. Oh, it's probably right on there. Quaint Country Ladies. And this is Christmas themed, so I had to do it because, you know, I love Christmas. Christmas 365. With little baby Jesus in there, and it says Noel with the angels. I love the colors. My very favorite green now is Weeks Dye Works Kudzu. And it comes with all the little supplies to make it just like this. And here it is. So cute. Little baby Jesus. Okay, so let me tell you, I changed skin color. This was the charted skin color, and I felt like she looked too dead, so even though it's primitive. So I made this lady a little darker, gave her a little tan, little darkness, and then we made baby Jesus a little dark because he was probably a little darker than this lady. So, angel. She's an angel. She has wings. So there's Jesus, little baby Jesus. And I love the way that we had to finish it. We didn't have to, but you know. And I love the fabric that they gave us for the back. And I just put polyfill in there. Love how it turned out. It's so cute. I love the colors, you know. I love dulled down colors. It's perfect. So, done. I love these club pieces. You just don't have to think, and they're all so cute. You get everything, and you just can start. Okay, I'll put you right there. So those are my FFOs. Let's see, what have I been working on? I have been working on my Hawthorne Hollow, my Shores. I'm doing this block right here, the middle one. I believe I changed the watercolor, and that's all I've changed so far, I think. This is on 36 count R&R old Java. Why do I forget that all the time? And there's the middle. So I've got the water and the waves, start of the dolphin and start of the ship, and the outline around it. So there it is. This is my favorite. Favorite. Old Mill Java. Maybe it's Old Mill Java. 36. 1/2. Okay. I worked on mason jar lineup. This is a dimensions kit. I changed out the Ada for 28 count Jobelin even weave. And I'm only stitching that much. I'm stitching 5 jars. Look, I was trying to find my middle. That's the middle with 5 jars. And this is the middle of the 5 jars, and he is done. Black-Eyed Susan. I love Black-Eyed Susans. They are my favorite flower. Isn't it beautiful? This is a gift, so I don't get to keep the Black-Eyed Susan, but I can stitch it later for myself. So 1 jar complete. I started my exchange piece. What is this called? Holiday March Drum. Dames of the Needle is the designer. And Glenn, the Southern Stitcher, gifted this to me. I'm stitching this for the Stitchers Coven Halloween Exchange. And that's my start. Kitty cat, witch's feet, and a little witch's skirt. I think she's dancing with the broom. She'll be dancing with the broom. This is Feldspar, 36th count from Picture This Plus. I'm doing it 1/2. So it'll be that big. So we'll drum it up. And I'm stitching it with Victorian motto. Monster in the Dark and Darkness Calling. So some of the silhouettes I'm going to do in like a gray, but most of them I'm going to do in this darker gray. And that's not due to be sent off till October 1st, so I have a while. I just wanted to make sure, you know, planning. I like to plan ahead. Last Sunday, I worked on my stocking. Stony Creek. I'm stitching this on 32 count. Oh, I wrote it down. 32 count. Vintage Stormy Night. 2/2. I've only worked on it one other Sunday since I think you've seen it. So I haven't gotten too much further. But I worked on the window with the tree in it. And then the tree to the side. I worked a little more on that. And then I started back stitching the window. And then it got late, so I stopped. So if I stitch on it tomorrow, I'll just probably work on the back stitch of the window. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stitch on it tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow night. I'm stitching a model for somebody, so I'm mostly doing that, and then if I have time and I'm not really tired in the evening, I stitch on my stuff. Okay, here's a vulture. I worked on this one a little bit last night. My husband and I watched something really weird on Netflix last night, and I had nightmares all night long. It wasn't even scary. It was just, I don't even know how to describe it. Oh, what was it called? Quicksand, maybe? Quicksand? It was just a little weird, and I went to bed and had nightmares all night. Not horrible nightmares, but just nightmares of people chasing me and people hitting me and trying to get away from something, and it was awful. So I slept horrible last night, but I stitched this while I watched that. And I've decided to cut it off because it's so big. I am going to end it right there and right there. So only that and that will be stitched. And this is where I'm at. And he's so cute. He looks like Beaky Buzzard from Bugs Bunny. Or his mama. Beaky Buzzard's mama. I love the variegation in the pumpkin. It's gorgeous. That's all one thread. Let me see what that's called. Love that orange. I love orange. It's one of my favorite colors. Colonial Copper by Classic Colorworks. So you see the dark orange and the light orange. And you can really see it in that pumpkin. This is 36 count. I got this from Acorns and Threads from Audrey Stitchy Witch 42. I had won her giveaway and I got a gift card from Acorns and Threads, and this is what I picked out. This is Platinum, 36 count, and I'm doing it 1/2. I'm not sure what the company is. And my last one I worked on, oh, I have a picture. My husband printed a picture out for me. It just has heaven and earth across it, but whatever. You can see it now. This is my Hade. For non-stitchers, Hade means Heaven and Earth Designs, the company that charts them. This is mini top frog, because there's a ginormous one, and I picked the mini because this is my very first Hade. I am stitching this on 25 count, 1/1, and that is where I'm at. Let's see. See, now I can hold this up and you can kind of see where I'm at. Those two grass leaf things. It's so freaking awesome to see this come a lot. Like, it's so cool. I cannot wait to get to that frog. He is actually in the second page, so, but I haven't been able to stitch on this lately because I'm model stitching. So once that's done, we'll, oh, I didn't have the bag for that one. Okay, I'll just stick it right there. So that's what I worked on. That. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna I'm going to show you some stitchy love that I got, some stitchy kindness that I got, and then I'll show you some haul. So a lady contacted me during the Frugal Yankee retreat, which was last weekend, I think, and she said there was a pattern on the freebie table that reminded her of me, or made her think of me, and did I want it, and she sent me a picture, and I was like, yes. There's frogs on it, lizards, a tortoise, like a tree frog, and poisonous dart frogs, iguana and a lizard, and then like the tortoise down here. And it was a kit, so that's cool. Well, thank you very much. Her name's either Patty or Rosie. I think the card said Patty, but I think her Instagram says Rosie. So I'm not sure what your name is, but thank you very much for thinking of me and sending this to me. My madre gave me this. And I love this one right here with him holding the flowers. I have lots of, you know, I collect Winnie the Pooh ornaments, the Hallmark ones. So, look at him right there, with the little honey pot on his head. So I'm just showing you the pattern. So I'd like to stitch a couple of these and make them into ornaments for my Christmas tree. That'd be cute. I could sort of make them Christmassy. Tone them down a little, not so bright, right? Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Michelle Garrett. Bendy Stitchy sent me a Love You More bag. And I have my book in it. I have 2 doctor's appointments this week, so I was like, I'm just gonna take my book. And it's awesome. It is awesome. Thank you, Michelle. I love it. Once I finish my book, I'm gonna probably put a cross stitch pattern in there, or you know, because for Mania, I don't have enough bags, so I could use this one. It's so well made too. It's amazing. Amazing. And that's Tula Pink fabric. I think it's called Frog Prints. So. Oh, Mom, I think, is that it? Let me see. Pattern. Yep. Okay, haul. I got a little bit of haul. I think last week I told you guys that I had emailed Anne at Dying to Stitch and told her to send me this pattern with my kit that was coming, and I kitted it up. So I didn't show you the pattern. I think I'd already ordered it, but it was on its way, and I didn't show it to you. HL's Moth by Kathy Barrick. I love this so much. I really would love to see the original, but the original, I thought she'd have a picture of the original on there somewhere, but I don't know. Maybe I'll email her and ask her if I can see it. I would love to. And I like these lines where it's cut and they sewed it together like they didn't have enough fabric or something, and I think I'm gonna do that. It is called for silks, I believe. Yeah, MPIs and the conversion to DMC. I pulled the DMC and I didn't like it. It didn't look like this, completely like this. So I went to my local quilt shop. They sell floss, and I sat on the floor and pulled floss and pulled, you know, I took my DMC with me and had this picture and just pulled floss that I thought would look really good. So this is my floss for my Moth. And this was in my stash from last year, my club. This is Oaken from Picture This Plus. So, let's see. Yep. I like it a lot. I want to start it today, but I cannot. Because I have too much to do. And it's not a Mania start. Because I already have 5 for Mania. I think it starts 6 in Mania. For Mania. But there's not 6 weeks. So I don't know when I want to start it. So I got the floss for my Moth. I ran out of fancy bags, so I have to use my plastic bags. That means I have too many whips. What else did I get? Let me see. Oh, Helen D, the East Coast Crafter, posted some bags on her Instagram. And I had to get this one. Peter Pan. Love Disney. Actually, my favorite character in Peter Pan is not on this fabric. It's the crocodile. Tick tock, tick tock. I think his name is Tick Tock. But I want to show you the inside fabric too because it's me and it's gorgeous. Oh, that is so me. Dulled down colors. Love it, love it, love it. And then she sent little buttons that I'm going to turn into needle minders. Absolutely. That makes me want to watch 101 Dalmatians. And then these cute little buttons. I actually, when I got these, I opened this up and when Helen sent these, and I was like, ooh, I can put that over the glue. But it didn't work. It's too big. So I was like, oh, look, I can stick a little heart there and stick it over the glue if it was a little bit smaller. But, nope. So, yep, I'm going to open these and get my husband to cut the little thing off, and I'm going to make these into needle minders because, oh, Disney makes me happy. Thank you, Helen, so much. I love it. I'm actually already using it. I have my model stitch in there. Okay, and oh, y'all, I was bad. I was so bad. So my girlfriend Jennifer and I went up to the DC Metro Stitcher meetup. Was that last weekend? Or the weekend before? I don't know. Yeah, I think it was last weekend. And where we were meeting at a library, and it was 3 miles from In Stitches. So I was really bad. I got some linen. I got let's see, let's fold it. It looks better when it's doubled. This is Vintage Wood Smoke 36 Lakeside. It is a little more grayer, but I love gray brown. I don't know. So I got little pieces because, you know, just was being good. But I was really bad. I purchased I like when they're already in bags and you just grab them and don't have to talk to anybody about cutting them for you. This, got this one. It's just a little small piece. 40 count. Picture this plus fog. It's 13 by 17. So that'll be good to stitch anything on. I mean, really. Nice neutral with a little bit of touches of very, very light brown in it. I have hair in my mouth. Oh. Okay. Next, last one. I only got 3. This is Mirage. Picture this plus 36 count, 13 by 18. I love this. It's beautiful. Beautiful. So actually, now I'm just going to keep them out of the bags because I'll put them with the rest of my fabrics. Look at them. My colors. So that's what I got. Oh, and I got a couple, I'll show you next. I'll show you next. I also picked up my very first Petite treasure braid. I've never worked with this before. I've never owned any before. Actually, these are, some of these are Silk Lame. One is Silk Lame, the red. And I bought these for my sleigh because I'm trying to kit up my sleigh. Me and Arlene, the kitchen stitcher, are going to stitch this together. So I'm trying to get it ready for us. Where you going, Ella? Where you going? Come here. I dug some linen out of my stash to see. So it kind of looks gray there. What does it call for? It calls for Twilight Blue, 32 Twilight Blue. So I pulled some 32s out. This one's like a gray, which I think, that looks like it, but it's saying blue. This one is called Snow Days. It's by Luminous Fiber Arts, which is Misty Purcell. So that's number 1. Then I pulled this one. This one is also from Misty, Luminous Fiber Arts. This is Faded Denim. This is also a 32 count. And then this is a mystery linen that I got from Stitch Fest last year. It was just, it wasn't labeled. So that's pretty too. That would be good for the sled. So I'm trying to think. Are you walking around? You can get right here. Come right here. Come right here, baby. Let me move that for you. There you go. Sit right there. So I don't know. I actually don't know yet if this will even fit on this. So we're just figuring it out slowly, collecting all the stuff. So I think I did get all, oh, and it called for Krynic, but I've heard people say that Petite treasure braid was easier to stitch with. So while I was at In Stitches, I asked the lady to help me to convert it to this. And So that is another haul. And it's in a Winnie the Pooh bag. Okay, and then, let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about this. It's not too bad. I was watching Jo from JoJo Cross Stitch Crazy, and she showed this book. Come over here. What are you doing? Do you want to get down? You want to get down? Here, let me get her down. This is Ella. She hates to be held, so she's probably not going to let me hold her. It's okay. It's okay. Let me get you down. Let me get you down. Okay. There you go. She showed this book, and she's stitching some stuff in it. She's converting the needlepoint to cross stitch. And then she showed this and said that I needed it. And she would give me the book when she was done, but I went on eBay and I found the book for $4.99 free shipping. So, yes please. So it's a frog. And it's needlepoint, but I'm going to, she's hacking over there. I'm going to convert it to cross stitch, of course. And the design for all you quilters was by Kay Fassett. Kay Fassett designed this. He designed a lot in this book. I did not know that he designed needlepoint. I know he has fabric designs and quilt designs, and so that was just weird that I got this and I was like, oh my gosh, I know who Kay Fassett is. Isn't that so cool? So I love it. The pattern, maybe I can flash the pattern real quick at you. Let me see. Yeah, see, it's like that. You can stitch all the way around it. It looks like they made a pillow out of this one. Oh, and look, I want to show you. Look at this one. This one's kind of cool too. I probably won't stitch it, but I like that flag also. So anyway, $5, free shipping. Oh, that's it. Okay. Now, while I was at the quilt shop getting my fancy floss for my Moth, I was searching through the fabric and just look. I like to look at the fabric, even though I really don't quilt anymore, or, you know, I like to get backing for pillows. But they have the Tula Pink line, the new Tula Pink line, and it's called Pinkerville. They have the owls and some other ones, but I saw this and I was like, oh, I love creatures. You see Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. So this is a Tula Pink Loch Ness Monster. It also has a unicorn right there. And I believe it has a swan somewhere. Oh, yep, there she is. She's right there. Nessie. So, I won't do anything with this because I really don't sew anymore. But I know a lot of us love Tula Pink. We love to sew. And I love creatures, like the Loch Ness Monster. So I got a half yard to give away. So if you would like quilt shop fabric from Tula Pink, the line is called Pinkerville. This one with the Loch Ness Monster is called Blind Faith. So, and it's half yard. So you could get a project bag out of it, or if you are making a Tula Pink quilt and you need some Nessie in your life, let's see. Just say, I would like Nessie. Nessie, right? hope that's how you spell it. I read all the comments, so if you spell it wrong, I'll know what you mean. Or if I spelled it wrong and you spelled it right, I'll know what you mean. So, what else? That's it, really. I went on virtual stitchers. I figured out how to get on there, requested to get on there, was accepted, and then Heather from Link is My Homeboy, she helped me actually like get on, and her and I and somebody else who I don't know, but I met her. I think her name was Joni. We stitched for a while, and then Joni left, and then Heather and I stitched probably an hour, maybe more. It was so cool. It was weird and cool at the same time. It's like you're there in the same room with them and stitching, and we just chatted back and forth, and so I will do that again. It was really neat. It'll be neat when there's more people on there too, and then I can just listen. Everybody can like talk, and I'll just listen. Let's see. Oh, another thing. Misty Purcell is going to do a birthday start on April 30th, and it's for the Away We Ride. Remember, I started that pattern last year, and I put it away until September, October for this year. So I think I'm going to pull it out for Misty's birthday and stitch on it. So I'll be stitching Away We Ride with her. And I think that is it. Let's see. Is that it? That is it. Oh, I can show you this. This is a quilt I made a very long time ago. Let's see, my son was probably 4. So my daughter is 8 years. Are they 8 years apart or 7 years apart? I think they're 8 years apart. This is my daughter's baby clothes. I made this a long time ago. I don't even know if I can get this in this thing. So I cut out her baby clothes. She had a little tie-dye t-shirt. She had a little dress with Winnie the Pooh. We went to Jamaica twice on a mission trip, and we got our little dress from Jamaica, and we cut that up, or I cut that up. So this is all her baby clothes, a little Oshkosh. I even have, might be this one. Oh no, it's down here. Is it down here? These were her little PJs, and there's the snaps right there, and you can still see somewhere there's like a stain from her drool or vomit or something. So yeah. And then the little border is her cut up clothes too. But and I had it long armed. I did not machine quilt this myself. So I don't know if you can. It usually hangs on the wall, but I have a chicken quilt right now hanging on the wall. Chicks, it's like little chicks. So that's her little clothes. So save your baby's clothes and make little quilts out of them. I actually started a t-shirt quilt for my son. It's for me out of my son's old t-shirts, his little tiny t-shirts. And I never finished it because I stopped quilting. So one day I'll get back to it and I'll finish it though. So, okay, I'm a-going. Oh, the dogs didn't bark. Love you guys. Bye.